Hello everybody, Keith here again. I'm going to do a what's in my pot basically for these two. These are I've only ever had 3 Zygopetalums. One of them, the species, crumenatum, just decided to rot. I don't know what on earth happened, but one of the bulbs started to go funny, and before I had 2 seconds to even think about it, all the bulbs are just gone in a few days. So that didn't help anything. But these are struggling and have been struggling for a while, and I can only assume yet again this is going to be down to me just not being able to look after them for the last 18 months really. You'll notice there's been a flurry of videos over the last week or so, and it coincides with me actually finishing taking my corticosteroids, prednisolone, because it's a UK version. The Yanks will know it as prednisone, and it's very strange, but a couple of days after I stopped taking it, Ruth said, "You've changed," and I went, "Pardon?" She said, "You're sharper," and it's true. I seem to be more decisive, and able to get things done. There's not that kind of dullness. So I'm now catching up with doing things that should have been done a long time ago probably, and up to now there's been something to salvage. Now what's going to happen with these two I don't know. I'll be very, very sorry to see either of these go, because I've had them for a long time and I don't really want to lose either of them. But this one, the what's this one? Zygopetalums. I don't think it is Zygopetalums anymore. It's one of those that's no, it's down as a Zygopetalum on the thing. It has been good enough to show at various points, but Rhine Blue Angel, it's a lovely zygotype. It has been very easy to grow, but it started throwing new growth up through the middle, so the roots couldn't get in. I've tried repotting it. It was only repotted in February 24, so it's, and it hasn't worked. It really hasn't worked. There's nothing showing. The new growths are not getting anywhere, they're just rotting. So I need to have a look what on earth's happening with that and whether it's worth doing anything with. This one I'm really hoping for, because I was planning on just binning it, and then I just started to have a quiet look, and lo and behold, where are we? Lo and behold, there we are. We've got a little new growth coming on this pseudo bulb. Now that's high, so we need to have a little play with that. And that one again was only done in January 24. But I think let's have a look at that one first. It's the smaller of the two, and with a bit of luck, this is savable. I bought it, there's no ID, but the pot said Zygopetalum Sensation, Centsation, but in actual fact it's one called Louisendorf, which is quite pretty. It's quite a large flower and it's quite pretty, so if I can save this, I'd be really chuffed. And the interesting thing is, although it's got no leaves, the pseudo bulbs are all nice and green and none of them are shrinking, so it's getting some moisture from somewhere. There's something, it seems to be, let's see how we get on. It shouldn't be in anything that's, yeah, you see this whatever I've been using for this small bark, it's not lasting. It really is not lasting. But I've got roots right through the bottom of the pot. This hasn't been watered this week. Knowing I was going to have a look at it, I didn't bother watering it. I thought I'll have a go. And it's wringing wet down the bottom. Well, that's obviously not a great sign. It's not getting rid of the moisture. But we have got some roots. That's the curious part about it. We've definitely got some viable roots on here. So that's good. See what I'm doing. I do keep forgetting about that. Yeah, we've got that bit's good. So you've even got some new root tips there. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of dead root. Colour me surprised because some parts of this are quite old. But you know, these new bits of the plant have certainly tried to root, but it's not gone down. So it's not been a happy little bunny for a while now. If I take that one off, this small one, it's ready to come anyway. It's not really attached very firmly. And it's not looking terribly alive, that bit. So by doing that, it goes against the grain. It's still quite firm, but that brings those much more on a level. I think I need to kind of go through this a little bit, but I think as it stands, I know these do like to be on the moist earth side, but I've never found an orchid yet that likes to be wringing wet. I don't think there's any orchids in the hobby, at least, that are fully aquatic. I know you've got some that are very tolerant to moisture, the ones that go straight into the ground, but they're not, by and large, the ones you keep inside, are they? So with this, I'm going to have to use, this this pot again, but if I'm careful with it, I should be able to get that in there and get the bark in. I'm going to come up a size of bark. That seems very small and it isn't lasting. So I think if I get it in the middle of the field of view, if I put that in there like that and get it so that everything is much nearer the bark, I think that's going to at least pick up, and there's hope with that that new growth. using any perlite this time. Don't appear to have done last time either. But obviously the bark was breaking down quite quickly. Let that up a touch. Maybe too deep otherwise. If anybody's wondering where the cruise videos have disappeared to, well, we are not at a point where we can cruise regularly like a lot of the vloggers you see that we follow on YouTube. We're new to getting back into it. We went cruising for the first time in 2007 around the Red Sea. Really quite enjoyed that. We did it, well, we normally cruise for the itinerary rather than the ship. And that one was a Red Sea cruise. And it was that was on a long gone ship now called Thompson's Celebration, going from Sharm el Sheikh, and we went up into up into Jordan. We went to Petra. We went in the footsteps of Lawrence of Arabia, and saw some of the damage he'd done on the Hijaz Railway and things like that. And it was great. Then we came round. We came round out of Jordan, back up the other side of the two arms of the Red Sea. So we've been up that one. We came back round to Sharm and then back up the other side. And we went to a place called Port Sofna, where we should have gone to the pyramids, but I was quite ill that day, so I had to cry off, have a jab in the backside from the ship's medical officer. And then the following day I was back up and running, and we went to the Valley of the Queens, Valley of the Kings, and went to the temple complex at Karnak. That was 2007. And we didn't cruise again until earlier this year, when we did 2 weeks around the Eastern Med and loved it. We've now got one coming up in December, where we go on another Marella ship, Explorer this time. We're going from Malaga, we go to Gibraltar, and then from Gibraltar we go to Casablanca, then we have a day at sea, and we go to Santa Cruz de Tenerife, and we actually get off the following day in Gran Canaria and fly home from there. Now then, immediate issue, it's miles too big a pot, much too deep. So yeah, we've got some good routes, but it's miles too deep. No good to anybody at that. So again, just like that other one, there's some viable route. I think that I've got to look at this quite carefully and take some of these pseudo bulbs off just to try. That one's too low. Try and help it as much as I can, because again, it's all running rather strangely at the moment. It's still got plenty of oh dear, well, let's take that new growth, or those new growths off. That's unfortunate. Oh, well. That's very unfortunate. I don't know how to try potting that up, but I don't think so. It's just not going to do any good, that isn't, I don't think. It's looking very poor. So, yes, it's going to be a much smaller plant when I finish with this. And I don't know if there's anything on there that's going to do any good. You see another piece, it's just coming away. I'm not even having to think about it, it's just coming to bits in my hands. What have we got that's actually any good, showing any new roots at all? No, certainly don't want that. I suppose I could at a pinch put that into the same pot and just see what, if anything, happens. I don't expect very much. I really don't, I think. If this does any good, that'll be amazing. I'm going to take that off anyway. So again, we've got a couple of bits showing some root, so it's going to be, it was over potted, it was in too deep, the roots didn't go down, and as always the roots have gone, and I wasn't around to fix it. I think I'm going to hedge my bets with these. I've got two air cone pots there, and these can go in one each, and I think they will hopefully do a lot better. I don't expect much from this one. It might do some good, it might not. I'll be astonished if it does, but with orchids you never know. I'm quite, well, as I said before, sometimes it's not so much they're difficult to kill, but it's difficult trying to work out what you've done to kill them. I said this in a talk I gave for the East Midlands Orchid Society. I've lost more plants in the last 18 months than at any time since I started keeping orchids about 7 or 8 years ago. as opposed to just having an odd plant. And when I started collecting orchids with that, the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, something like that. And you always lose some. I mean, you know, we all make mistakes at whatever stage we're at. You always give it a whirl and hope for the best. It's not so much live and let live as you hope your plant lives long enough while you learn how to look after it. I've said that before. But we'll do that for these two. So it's quite a lot of, you know, there's some root on that one that I hope will allow it to do something. And this one, I mean, yeah, there's a new growth show, you know, on there, but it's not looking great. I don't think that's going to survive, but you know, as my granny says, it's got two chances, it either will or it won't. So with that, having done two Zygopetalums, I will thank you for watching. I hope you found that of some interest. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.